Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
Have you ever seen a river turn green or a famous building light up in bright green? On the 17th of March every year, this amazing thing happens around the world. Cities wake up and put on green. Imagine the Chicago River, flowing green. Picture the Sydney Opera House, shining green. From New York to Tokyo, buildings glow green. This is St. Patrick's Day. Step into any town on this day, and you'll feel fun. Parades march with music. People wear green clothes, big green hats, funny glasses, even green wigs. Many wear a small green plant, a shamrock. Irish music plays, making you want to dance. In pubs and homes, people eat Irish food and drink Irish drinks. It's a happy party of Irish culture for everyone. But why green? Who is St. Patrick? St. Patrick's Day is old. It started in Ireland long ago. It is to remember St. Patrick, the most important saint of Ireland. St. Patrick lived in the 5th century. He helped bring Christianity to Ireland. Then, Ireland had different beliefs. St. Patrick taught people about Christianity and built churches. He is remembered for his faith. So, St. Patrick's Day is two things. First, it is religious. We remember St. Patrick's work. Some people go to church. Second, it's a cultural festival. It's a chance to enjoy Irish music, dance, food. It's a mix of religion and fun, making St. Patrick's Day loved all over the world. 2. Patrick's early life. Patrick was born a long time ago in a place called Roman Britain. This was about 1,600 years ago. We think he was born in the 4th century. His family was quite important. His father was a deacon. A deacon is a person who helps the priest in the church. Patrick's grandfather was also a priest. So, religion was important in his family. When Patrick was 16 years old, something bad happened. Ireland was near Britain, and sometimes people from Ireland, called raiders, came to Britain to attack villages and take things. One day, these Irish raiders came to Patrick's village. They kidnapped Patrick. This means they took him away from his home by force. They took Patrick to Ireland. Ireland was a different country then. It was not Christian. People in Ireland at that time had different beliefs. Patrick became a slave in Ireland. A slave is someone who has to work for another person and is not free. He had to work very hard for the people who kidnapped him. Patrick's job was to look after animals. He became a shepherd. A shepherd is someone who takes care of sheep. He spent many years in the fields, looking after sheep in the Irish countryside. It was a lonely time for him. During this time as a slave, Patrick started to think about God. He began to pray. He found comfort in his faith. He believed in God more and more each day. Even though life was hard, his faith grew stronger. After 6 years as a slave, Patrick heard something amazing. He said he heard a voice. This voice told him to escape from Ireland and go home. The voice said that a ship would be waiting for him at the coast. Patrick believed this voice was from God. He decided to listen to the voice and try to escape from slavery. This was the start of a big change in Patrick's life. 3. Patrick's return to Ireland. After 6 long years as a slave in Ireland, Patrick never forgot the voice he heard. It told him to escape and go to the coast. He trusted this voice. One night, Patrick ran away from his owner. It was a dangerous journey. He traveled across the Irish countryside, probably walking for many days. Finally, he reached the coast. There, just as the voice had promised, he found a ship ready to sail. This ship took him back to Britain and his family. Returning home was a big change. Patrick was no longer a slave. He was free and with his family. But his time in Ireland had changed him. He had found God during his slavery. This faith became very important to him. Patrick felt he needed to learn more about God and religion. He decided to study, to become a priest. He spent many years in religious schools, learning about the Bible and Christian teachings. After years of study, Patrick became a priest. But he still thought about Ireland. He remembered the people he had lived with, people who did not know about Christianity. He felt a strong call to return to Ireland, not as a slave, but as a missionary. He wanted to tell the Irish people about Jesus and God's love. It was a brave decision to go back. Ireland was far from Britain, and it was not a Christian country. The people believed in old gods and followed different traditions. Patrick knew it would be difficult and maybe even dangerous, but he felt it was his duty. He returned to Ireland as a priest, ready to share his faith. When Patrick started his mission in Ireland, he faced many challenges. The Irish people were pagans. They had their own religious leaders, the Druids, who did not want to change their beliefs. People were often suspicious of Patrick, a foreigner who spoke about a new God. Sometimes, people were hostile to him. But Patrick was clever and patient. He learned the Irish language and culture. He tried to understand their beliefs and traditions. He used things that were familiar to them to explain Christianity. For example, the story says he used the shamrock. The shamrock, with its 3 leaves, helped him explain the idea of the Holy Trinity, one God in 3 persons. The number 3 was already important in Irish beliefs, so this symbol made sense to them. Patrick traveled across Ireland, talking to people, teaching them, and building churches. He baptized many people, and slowly, over time, Christianity started to spread in Ireland. It was a long and difficult task, but Patrick's dedication and faith helped him to change the history of Ireland. He brought a new religion to the land where he was once a slave, and his work laid the foundation for Ireland becoming a Christian country. 4. Legends and stories. St. Patrick is famous for many stories. Some of these stories are legends, which means they are old stories that may not be completely true, but people like to tell them. One very famous legend is about the shamrock. The shamrock is a small plant with 3 leaves. Legend says that St. Patrick used the shamrock to explain something important about Christianity. He wanted to explain the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity is the idea that God is 3 persons in one: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. People say St. Patrick picked a shamrock and showed how the 3 leaves are part of one plant. In the same way, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are 3 parts of one God. This story is very popular and helps people understand why the shamrock is so important for St. Patrick's Day. Another popular legend is about snakes. People say that St. Patrick banished all the snakes from Ireland. They say he chased them into the sea, and that is why there are no snakes in Ireland today. This is a very famous story, but scientists say that there were probably never any snakes in Ireland after the last ice age. So, this story is likely a legend, not a real event. It might be a story to show how St. Patrick brought Christianity to Ireland and got rid of old, bad things, like pagan beliefs, which some people compared to snakes. These legends and stories are important because they help us understand why St. Patrick is so special to people. Even if the stories are not completely true, they teach us about his importance. They show us that he was a strong person who brought new ideas to Ireland. Legends make history more interesting and easier to remember. It is important to know the difference between history and legend. History is about facts that we can prove. Legends are stories that people tell and believe, but they might not be based on facts. For St. Patrick, we know some facts about his life from his own writings, like his capture and return to Ireland. But many other things we know about him are from legends that grew over many years after he died. St. Patrick died a long time ago. Tradition says he died on the 17th of March. People believe he is buried in a place called Downpatrick in Ireland. Even today, many people visit Downpatrick to remember St. Patrick. His legends and stories continue to live on, making him a very important figure in Irish culture and history. 5. First St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day started as a religious day. People in Ireland and other parts of Europe who were Irish celebrated the day of St. Patrick as early as the 9th and 10th centuries. It was a special day to remember St. Patrick. Later, in the 1600s, a man named Luke Wadding helped to make St. Patrick's Day an official feast day in the Catholic Church. Luke Wadding was from Ireland, and he was a clever scholar. Because of him, St. Patrick's Day became more important in the Church. After this, St. Patrick's Day became a holy day for Catholic people in Ireland. This meant that they had to go to church, like on Sundays. It was a very important religious day. People saw St. Patrick's Day as a sign that spring was coming soon. In Ireland, they thought it was the middle of spring. Farmers believed that after St. Patrick's Day, the weather would get better and it was time to plant potatoes. Sometimes, the date of St. Patrick's Day, which is always on the 17th of March, can be close to Easter. In the Christian calendar, there is a special time before Easter called Holy Week. Holy Week is a very important and serious time. The Church usually does not celebrate saints' days during very important times like Holy Week. Because of this, sometimes the date of St. Patrick's Day was changed. This happened in 1940. The 17th of March was during Holy Week that year. So, the Church moved St. Patrick's Day to the 3rd of April. It happened again in 2008. The 17th of March was again in Holy Week. So, St. Patrick's Day was celebrated on the 15th of March that year. It is not common for St. Patrick's Day to be in Holy Week. It will not happen again for a very long time, not until the year 2160. Even when the official church day was moved, people still often had parties and celebrations on the 17th of March or close to that date. So, even though it started as a religious day, St. Patrick's Day also became a day for fun and celebration quite early on. 6. St. Patrick's Day in the world. St. Patrick's Day is not just celebrated in Ireland. People all over the world celebrate this special day. This is because many Irish people moved to other countries over the years. When they moved, they took their traditions with them. This movement of people is called the Irish diaspora. Because of the diaspora, St. Patrick's Day became a global celebration. One of the first places outside Ireland to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in a big way was North America. Irish people started going to America and Canada a long time ago, especially in the 18th and 19th centuries. During these times, many Irish people left Ireland to find a better life. In the 1700s, they began having parades for St. Patrick's Day. in cities like Boston and New York. These early parades were not just parties. They were also a way for Irish immigrants to show their pride and to come together as a community in a new land. The parades in North America were very important. In fact, parades started in North America before they became common in Ireland. The United States has many big St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Cities like New York and Chicago have huge parades with millions of people watching. These parades often include marching bands, dancers, and colorful floats. In Chicago, they even do something very special. They color the Chicago River green. They use a special dye that is safe for the environment. This tradition started in 1962. And it's a famous sight that people all over the world know about. Canada also has big celebrations. Montreal in Canada has one of the longest-running St. Patrick's Day parades in North America. It has been happening every year without stopping since 1824. Other Canadian cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and St. John also have their own parades and festivals. In St. John, New Brunswick, St. Patrick's Day is celebrated for a whole week. St. Patrick's Day is also celebrated in many other countries around the world. In Great Britain, especially in cities with large Irish communities like Birmingham, London, and Liverpool, there are big parades and festivals. Birmingham says their parade is the third biggest in the world. London has a parade in Trafalgar Square, a famous place in the city. Scotland, especially the town of Coatbridge and the city of Glasgow, also has strong Irish connections and celebrates St. Patrick's Day with festivals and parades. Australia is another country with a large Irish diaspora. Cities like Sydney, Brisbane, and Melbourne have their own St. Patrick's Day events, often on the weekend closest to the 17th of March. Even in places not usually associated with Ireland, like Russia and Malta, people celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Moscow in Russia has a St. Patrick's Day festival and parade, and in Malta, celebrations are popular in places like St. Julian. In recent years, something very visual and exciting called the Global Greening Initiative has become popular. Tourism Ireland, the organization that promotes tourism to Ireland, started this. Every year since 2010, famous buildings and landmarks around the world are lit up in bright green for St. Patrick's Day. The Sydney Opera House in Australia and the Sky Tower in New Zealand were some of the first to join. Now, over 300 landmarks in more than 50 countries turn green. This includes very famous places like the Colosseum in Rome, the Christ the Redeemer statue in Brazil, the Niagara Falls between Canada and the USA, the Great Wall of China, and even the pyramids in Egypt. It's a fun and striking way to show that St. Patrick's Day is a truly worldwide celebration, and to promote Ireland to a global audience. The Irish government also plays a significant role in promoting Ireland and St. Patrick's Day internationally. Every year around St. Patrick's Day, Irish government ministers travel to many different countries around the globe. They participate in parades and cultural events, meet with political and business leaders, and talk about Irish culture, trade, and tourism. This is a vital way to build stronger relationships between Ireland and other nations, and to share Irish heritage and culture with the world. St. Patrick's Day has truly become a global holiday. From massive parades in North America to iconic green landmarks across continents, people from many different backgrounds and cultures join in the festivities. It's a day to remember St. Patrick, to celebrate Irish culture and heritage, and to enjoy the fun and community spirit of the celebrations, no matter where you are in the world. 7. How we celebrate today. Today, St. Patrick's Day is a big celebration all over the world. You can see parades in many cities. These parades are often very colorful and have music and dancing. Many people go to festivals too. These festivals have Irish food, music, and activities for everyone. One of the most common things people do is wear green clothes. You will see green hats, green shirts, and even green hair. Green is the color of St. Patrick's Day. People also wear shamrocks. The shamrock is a small green plant with 3 leaves. It is a symbol of Ireland. Long ago, it is said that St. Patrick used the shamrock to explain about God. He said the 3 leaves were like the Holy Trinity. Another fun tradition is drowning the shamrock. This is something people might do at the end of the day. They put a shamrock in the bottom of a glass. Then they fill the glass with a drink, often beer or whiskey. People drink it as a toast to St. Patrick and to Ireland. Sometimes people throw the shamrock over their shoulder for good luck. Irish music and dance are also very important for St. Patrick's Day. You can hear Irish music in pubs and at festivals. Sometimes there are special dances called Sailith. At a Sailey, people dance together in groups to traditional Irish music. It's a fun way to celebrate and be together. In Ireland, they also try to use the Irish language more during this time. There is a special week called Síocháin na Gaeilge, which means Irish Language Week. This week is before and during St. Patrick's Day. People are encouraged to speak Irish and learn more about the language. It is a way to remember and celebrate Irish culture. So, when you see people wearing green, going to parades, and listening to Irish music, you know it's St. Patrick's Day. It's a day for fun, for celebrating Irish culture, and for remembering St. Patrick. 8. Different views. St. Patrick's Day is a popular celebration all over the world. Millions of people enjoy parades, music, and wearing green. But not everyone sees St. Patrick's Day in the same way. Some people think that modern celebrations have moved too far from the real meaning of the day. They say that St. Patrick's Day has become too much about money and selling things. Shops sell lots of green items, and pubs are very busy. For some, it feels like the day is more about parties than about St. Patrick himself. Another worry is about stereotypes. Sometimes people use funny hats and costumes that show old and not always true ideas about Irish people. These can be fun, but they can also be seen as disrespectful. It's important to remember that St. Patrick's Day is about Irish culture and history, and we should celebrate it in a way that is respectful. It is good to have fun and celebrate, but we should also remember why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. It started as a religious day to remember St. Patrick and the arrival of Christianity in Ireland. Even though it is now a cultural festival, it is still important to know the history behind it. When we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, we can enjoy the parades and music, and also think about the real story of St. Patrick. We can learn about Irish history and culture. We can celebrate in a way that is both fun and respectful. This way, we can all enjoy St. Patrick's Day and understand its true meaning, keeping the good parts of the celebration alive for many years.
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world, Thank you.